Hey everyone, Magic Flying Potato here. Hope you're doing well. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to go over the game options that can be changed both within the game and outside the game. So these options can be changed at any time. Unlike once you start a game, some options are going to get locked in, and that will be a following video. But let's go ahead and just get started with the game options. So I am in the game and I'm going to go talk about the options. And again, these settings can be done both outside the game and inside the game. So if you click on options, the first tab you come to is game. Right here is a whole bunch of languages that they have to choose from, and they keep adding more with a lot of the updates. So if your language is not there, it may be added shortly. Player distance on or off right here. If you're playing multiplayer and have this on, it will show how far your friends are on their little name tag hub. If you turn this off, you won't be able to see the distance. The distance will not be displayed. So that's an option right there for you. I prefer it on, even though I don't do much multiplayer. Right here is your auto save interval minutes. It is anywhere from every 5 minutes. It will auto save on up to 20 minutes. Depending on how often you want to save your game, that is completely up to you. I set mine to 20 minutes to keep it from constantly saving. Although if you die or something like that and you want to go back, that might make a difference because you will go back 20 minutes unless you do a save, an overwrite save on that. So this is auto saves, and I'm just going to go ahead and read through this. This can be from 0 to 5. And this is what it actually is. So the number of past autosaves to keep for each playthrough. Old autosaves will begin to be overwritten once your autosave count has reached this number. So if I have it at 5, which is what I usually keep it at, it will save 5 times before it starts overwriting the oldest save. So at the 6th save, it will rewrite the oldest save out of the 5. If you have it at 0, it will just overwrite the current game save. So you won't have a history to fall back onto if you do that. That's why I set mine at 5. It totally up to you on how you want to set that up. Survival show tutorials. So with this on, it will show you the survival tutorial messages and quests will be displayed on your screen somewhere up here. I think it's over on the left side of the screen. I'm looking backwards, so yes, over there. And that's all that is. So if you turn it off, the tutorials will not show up. Makes it a little bit harder to play. Display, depending on what system you're playing on, Xbox or PC, this is all different, but there are some things I want to talk about real quick. So gamma is the amount of light. Some people like to turn this way up. I find it way too whitewashed when I turn it up. So this setting is completely up to you. It does help to turn it up a little bit, especially at night or when you're going down into caves or tunnels like that. Motion blur, this is set on by default, and I do not know why. I turn it off because motion blur makes me want to puke when I play this game. So again, it's totally up to you, but if you get motion sickness easy, I would go in and turn motion blur all the way down to 0 and not even worry about it ever again, because the chromatic aberration, if I even pronounce that right, they said that this effect is used primarily with the haze. So again, depending on what type of system you're playing on, this might have a performance effect on your system. Leave it on or on off, it's all up to you. Field of view, this is one of the reasons why I'm doing the settings in my game. So field of view is set for 90. And if you read up here, and my screen is blocking it, but I'll go ahead and read it. This adjusts your angle cone, so what you're looking at, if you're looking through your character's eyes, or if you're looking from the third person view. So adjusting this further out, they say seeing more of the world on the screen can negatively impact the performance of your system, depending on your video card or how old your system is. The lower value may make you feel strange. Use with caution. So they say bumping it down below 90 narrows the view, and it just really limits the amount. And again, I'm going to show you this shortly. So they say they strongly recommend keeping at 90. So right now I am at 90, and this is the first person view. So I set these little flags up on either side of the screen right here. If you can see the center one, and then you got one on the extreme left and right. This is first person view at the 90%. If I go to third person view, this is what it looks like. The flag is still over there. You can't see it, but this is third person view. As you can see, you got more viewage. I'm gonna go back to first person, and we'll go back and make an adjustment on this. So if I go in and lower it down to 60, you'll definitely see a change. So this is 60%, and this is everything it's almost like it's zoomed in, and that flag is way over there, that flag is way over there. So there is a huge difference between this and 90. And if you look at even third person, you really don't get much of a view. So if you're out running around, everything is going to be just so close and everything. That's why they say it may affect your view. And now I'm going to go out and make a change from 90 to 120. Now with this, people do say that they have a fisheye effect when they're using this, and I see it sometimes as well, especially in the third person view. But as you can see, this is third person, and you can just see how much more of the area that you're able to view in third person. And we'll also go back to first person. So there again, you can see just how much more you can see. But again, people do sometimes get that fisheye effect when they're looking around. So again, that's what the differences between the views are. Render scale, this all depends on the system that you're using. If you're having some performance issue, try lowering it. And what this is how quickly things in the distance will show up clear. The lower you set it, the more it takes, the longer it takes for things to start showing up, and it has a weird effect. So depending on system performance, I leave mine at 100. And if you are experiencing system performance issues, you can lower this a little bit, but I would not suggest lowering it too much. Keyboard, this is all your keyboard mapping. If you need to go in and make changes with the way you map your buttons, you can go ahead and do this on this screen right here. Same with your controller. You could turn on the controller vibration on or off, and just make all your adjustments with your mouse, and make changes with button settings and things like that right here on this controller. Audio, this is all up to you on how you want to change audio. Right down here, voice chat and voice activation. This is dealing with multiplayer. So if you're playing multiplayer using voice chat, this is what these two down here are. The voice chat activation, you have the option of push to talk, which there is a button on both your keyboard and controller that you can push to talk to somebody, or on activity, which means you start talking and everybody that's playing will be able to hear you, or never if you don't ever want to talk to any of your friends playing. I don't know why you want to do that, but that's what that is. Come over to accessibility, the arachnophobia mode, safe mode. So if you have arachnophobia, aka you're scared of spiders, they terrify you, I'm going to go ahead and click on this. As you can see, they've actually hid it over here, because some people do have a serious arachnophobia, and this game has a lot of spiders in it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that for warning. This is what the zero safe mode is. No arachnophobia, full spider graphics. Now, if you slide this slider down, it does make a bit of a change, not much. It removes half the arms. Yeah, so it removes half the arms. It goes down, it goes from 8 to 4. Kind of makes the spider more bubbly. Go to 2, it removes all the legs altogether, and it's just a floating spider with no legs. 3, it removes the fangs and everything. 4, it kind of gives them a nose and like a mouth look. And then 5, you just got this big old marshmallow blob spider. So that is what the arachnophobia safe mode is, depending on your fear of spiders or not. Then you have these the colorblind mode, highlighted objects. So your options are items only, not base buildings, and all. So what this is, so none is when you're in the game and you're looking around, nothing will be highlighted. So if I'm in here and I'm looking at my building and the floor or my items like this, nothing is going to be highlighted. Let me go ahead and go into my options and highlight items only. So now I'm in here, building stuff still does not highlight, but if I come out into the grass area, see how sprigs highlight, the plant fibers, peblets, things like that. If I drop the weapon on the ground and I need to try to find it right there, again, it gives you the icon, but it also highlights it. So if I come back out and go into not base building, so not base building means the base itself, the structure will not highlight, but other things will. So my armor dummy will highlight, bench, just everything but the base will highlight. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch over to everything. So when everything highlights, you look at your base walls, they will highlight all your items, gear, stuff that's laying around that you can interact with will automatically highlight like this. So this is all personal choice on what you want highlighted or not when you're looking at it. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the next one down, which this will have an effect on this next one right here, a wide interaction. So this is off to begin with. And when you toggle it on, you can interact with objects nearby without directly looking at them. And let me go ahead and switch this on and go over into the grass again, and I'll show you what that is actually doing. Okay, so now that I'm back in the grass, so interacting with things that you're not looking at, like right there, you see my plank pallet, which is down to my bottom right. I'm not looking at it, but it's showing up for me to be able to interact with. Same with this sprig right here and to the right of me. I'm not looking at it, and I could actually pick it up without looking at it. The thing about this is it can get very, very confusing when you're starting to run through. As you're running through the grass or wherever you're at, things around you will start being able to be interacted with without looking at it. So I'm not a fan of that, but it again, all personal choice. So let me go ahead and go to the next option. This is multiplayer right here. Chat text to speech. So when you switch this on, incoming text chat will be read aloud by the narrator. Chat speech to text, when enabled, incoming voice chat will be displayed as a chat message. So it's changing the voice chat into text. And this will also put a black background on it as well. So again, all those changes can be made within the game or prior to the game, outside the game. If you click here, you got the same exact screen as you did within the game. So that is pretty much a lot of the basic settings of the game and how you make adjustments and what they do and what you can and can't do within and with an existing game and an existing game. So hopefully this helps. And if you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below and I will go ahead and get back to you as soon as I can. And as always, you guys have fun out there exploring your backyards, and I am Magic Flying Potato, and I am Oot.